Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel Civil Construction and Tutor, and in this video I will show you how to design a strap footing considering 3 columns. So in case if there is 2 eccentric column and a concentric column at middle, then we can go for this type of strap footing, and in case if it doesn't satisfy the bearing condition, then we can go for a combined footing considering 3 different columns. Basically in this, the central column will be the concentric one, and the other column that is at the right and the left edge will be eccentric. And in the previous video I have already shown how to design a strap footing beam for 2 columns. That is, one of the column will be concentric and the other will be eccentric. But in this case we have to connect 2 eccentric columns to 1 concentric column. So here you can see in this case, so this is the concentric column and these are the eccentric columns at the edges, and this is connected by a strap beam. And even if you see in the footing plan, so this is the case. And if it is not satisfied for the bearing, then we have to go for a combined footing considering 3 columns. Somehow the design is similar to that of the strap beam for 2 footings, but we have to add the additional center to center distance of the column for this case, and that will be the difference here. So for now let us assume this as the F1, that is the left footing as F1, F2 and F3, and accordingly we will substitute the value in the yellow cells only. So for the model nodes, let us go to the ETABS file. So plan in the basement. So from the ETABS file we will consider the reaction at the base, considering reaction load combination, that is for dead load and live load only, and we will get the load that is the base reaction. So we'll select the most critical one. So for now let us select this one. So model nodes, that is A3, B3, C3. Grade of concrete 25, grade of steel 500, allowable bearings at site let us assume 130, clear cover minimum 50 mm, size of column 14 inches, so 0.35 meter, center to center distance between column 1, 2 and 2, 3. So we are considering this as 1, 2 and 3, so 3.65 and 5.2. Loads 372, 634 and 360. So total column load will be summation of these 3. Total area of footing required, so basically total load divided by the allowable bearing, we get 11.56. as the idea remains same, that is the center of load, that is the center of the gravity of load and center of gravity of the footing must coincide at the same point. So for that, CG of load will occur, or the center of gravity of load from edge 1, column 1, this comes as 4.03, and let us assume the width of footing as 2.4 meter, and this will be 7.8 feet. Total length of the footing required is 4.82. so this is basically L1, L2, L3. So required length of central footing, this depends upon the central load, and this comes as 2.24, so provide as 2.4. Then L1 plus L3, so this comes as 2.58 meter on solving. So basically this is a quadratic solution, because we don't know the value of L1 and L3, so we'll consider L1 and L3 and put this in the quadratic nature, and we'll calculate the required value for L3, and obviously we'll have 2 values and we'll select the most appropriate one. So here you can see one comes as 1.21 and the other comes as minus 3.42 meter. Required length of the footing at the edge will be 1.21, and provide length of edge footing minimum as 1.5, so 1.5, and required length of the edge footing L1 plus L2 we know the value, L1 plus L3 we know the value, so we get 1.08. so providing length of edge footing 1 as 1.5 meter as well, so 1.5, 1.5, 2.4, and width of all footing as 2.4. now design a footing slab. The other things remain same as per the strap footing that I have already uploaded. Factor net soil pressure, factoring the total load by the area divided, so to factor net upward soil pressure per meter, multiplying this by width. Length of the cantilever footing, so along this strap footing we will not design, we will design in the transverse direction, so considering the length of cantilever footing 1.03 meter, maximum bending moment comes as 93.12 considering this cantilever length and the factored net upward soil pressure. So 93.12. Similarly, shear force W into L for the cantilever, so this comes as 120.72 kilonewton, and on the basis of these two, that is moment and shear force, we can compute the depth required, 187 from the moment criteria and 335.34 from the shear force criteria. While calculating the shear force or the moment depth from the shear force, we are considering the percentage of reinforcement as well, as we have already provided here 12, so we have been considering the reinforcement as well. Then overall depth of footing, considering 335, and we will provide overall depth as 450 mm, and overall, that is the effective depth, comes as 394. Now let us provide the reinforcement. So 12 mm bar, let us assume 12 mm bar and spacing as 150, and for the distribution also we will provide 12 mm and distribution as 150 mm center to center spacing. Percentage of steel comes as 0.22%, shear strength of concrete 0.34, and nominal shear stress 0.284. So I have computed this from the SP16 clause 4 from this formula. You can also use this table, that is from table 19. So for now the percentage of reinforcement is 0.22. So for 0.15 it is 0.28, and 0.5025 it is 0.36. This comes as 0.33, and from the formula it comes as 0.34. So it is almost equal, so you can use any of the formula you want. So it is safe, that is the footing slab for shear and bending, it is safe. Now design of beam. The beam will be designed for the hugging moment and sagging moment. Upward reaction, so total load divided by the span of the beam. Hugging moment WL square by 20. So we'll consider the maximum length, that is just either of the two spans. So width of the beam, this is generally kept as equal to the width of column. If the width of the column is very much greater, then we'll consider as per the requirement for the width of the beam. So for now let us keep as 350. Required depth of the beam 580 mm. So this is from the moment is equal to 0.133 FCK BD square. So we get the depth of the beam required and provided depth of beam. So for now let us adopt a beam size that is greater than this. So we get depth of beam, that is the effective depth of the beam is greater than that of the required, so it is also okay. So area of steel required, so you can find this formula in the annex, that is 0.87 FY, something like that. So for this, now we will arrange the number of the bars. So simply here I have arranged 3 types of bar, and accordingly we will provide the number of the bar and we will get a conclusion over here. So to satisfy this reinforcement, what we can do is we can provide a number of 20 mm bars, a number of 16 mm bars, and 12 number bar, that is a combination of these 3. Or we can also provide a 25 mm here, and this as 20 and this as 16, and accordingly we'll provide the number. So we'll get the conclusion over here. If we put here 20, then you will get 20, 16 and 12 accordingly with the number we have provided over here. So for now let us provide this as 2, 4, this as 2 and this as 0. So we get 1658.76 mm square. So this is greater than that of the required one, so it is okay. Similarly, we'll also get sagging moment, and this is WL square by 24, and we get the area of steel required. So for this area of steel, again we have to provide number of bars. So simply we can provide 4 number of this and 0 and 2 number of 12 mm bar. So we'll get 4 number of 20 mm bar and 2 numbers of 12 mm bar as the longitudinal reinforcement at bottom. Now for shear reinforcement, we'll just consider nominal reinforcement, and this is as per clause IS 456/2000. So considering vertical stirrups of 10 mm, number of legs, then the area of vertical reinforcement, required spacing. So from this formula, providing the value of ASB, FY, B, we'll get the value of SB. So provided spacing of shear reinforcement 150 mm, so that will be safe. And at the end we have summary, that is the footing slab. I have round up the value. So in this way we can design the strap footing manually using this simple Excel sheet. So I hope this video helped you, and if it did help, do like and comment in the video and share with your friends. And if you want this exercise, just request the access from the link in the description box. Thank you.